Good evening, Huguenot Trail. I would like to welcome you to the August Roundtable meeting. We're going to begin as we normally do. The first thing we're going to do is acknowledge the flag of our country. If I could ask those that are present to please stand. Scout salute. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. 2, please join me in the Boy Scout oath. Signs up. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. The Scout law. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. 2, I thank you for joining us in opening our August Roundtable meeting. At this time, I am going to turn the microphone over to Jamie Quinn, who is rolling up as we speak.
I don't know if they can see me or not. Oh, yeah. Good evening and welcome to our August Roundtable. All of you that are listening from home and those that are here with us in person, we appreciate your presence. Our program this evening is going to be talking about leadership recognition. We'll get a little bit more into that. And I would like to also invite our district executive, Mr. Zach Height, to come up and do some announcements for our district.
You gonna stay up here?
Yeah.
All right, thank you all for joining us today, everyone. Just two quick little things, both recruitment related. The first one for our upcoming joint scouting nights for PACs who are coming. A new tactic we are doing is having a scout speech. So if you know of an older scout who's enjoyed their time, who would be a great role model to talk to, incoming parents who want to learn more about the program at those joint scouting nights, have them reach out to me. I think it'd be a great tactic for them. It's a great job for them to get some presentation skills as well. So if you have any scouts out there that want to talk during the JSNs, just let me know. And then also, if you need any other recruitment materials at all for upcoming open houses, back to school nights, anything that you're going to do to recruit and promote this season, just let me know as well. We can arrange something. I can have them ready for you at council office. I can meet you somewhere. And we are fully stocked of just about everything. So anything you can think of, just let me know and I'll get that to you guys. But that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Zach. Can you hear me? I'd also like to mention, is it picking up? There it is. I'd also like to mention that we do have a number of training opportunities coming up in council that are going to be available this fall for our leaders that need to take outdoor leadership training, whether you're Cub Scout or Scouts BSA. Visit the HOVC website to make sure that you register for those trainings. We are also going to hold a Cub Scout program update training that we had to cancel previously. It's going to be rescheduled for Thursday, August 22nd, and we will have that training here at St. John Newman at 7 p.m. We will also offer online access to that training if you would prefer, so we will send out information and registration for that training as well. So I would like to now invite up Mr. Mike Malone, our district commissioner, who would like to talk to us a little bit tonight about incident reporting and some safety information.
Do we have any kind of screen to?
We do. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And a projector?
So we'll have some technical things going on for just a second to get prepared for that. I should get out of the way. If not entertaining, right? So, another announcement for you while we wait for Mr. Malone to get his presentation ready. We also have the District Fall Camporee, which is scheduled for November 22nd through 24th. That is, again, going to have a Viking theme this year. It is being sponsored by our OA Lodge, and there are a lot of youth members in the district that are working with Bill Eggleston to organize that camporee. There's going to be lots of activities with somewhat of a Viking theme. If you went last year to the camporee, then it will look similar, but there are some new and more exciting activities that are going to be happening. If you did not attend last year, then make sure that you put this on your calendar. Talk to your troops about the possibility of attending. Registration is open on the Heart of Virginia Council website, so make sure that you go and visit the website and get more information about the camporee.
Just hit enter. Yep. Oh, here we go. Okay. Okay, sorry folks, technical problems. My name is Mike Malone. I am the council chair for risk management. I want to talk a little about incident reporting. So first thing I want to start out with a couple of things that are not on the PowerPoint. One of them is a safety moment, and you've heard people talk about that, what it is. So I'll give you one tonight that seems fairly easy, but it helps. Whenever you go to some place, in the meeting here, at your meeting place, anywhere else, look around and see where the closest exits are to where you are, okay? Like from where I'm standing, I can see two exits. I can see that one there, and there's another one over there. There's two. Or if I had to, I can go around there. So there's another one there. There's three exits. It's always good to look and see where the exits are. In case of emergency, you know where you're supposed to go. So that's kind of the safety moment. And another one, 4 over there, I didn't see the door. So it's 4. It's a good idea to look around, know your surroundings. So incident reports always been kind of it seems to have a bad name, I guess, for lack of better. So I want to talk about them a little bit, why they're important and what they mean. But two misconceptions people have. The first is that they think by reporting an incident, you've admitted that you did something wrong. That's not true. The incident report is to let council know, or let national know that there's an issue, there's something happened. It's up to them to do the follow-up on it. But if there's an incident, you should report it. The second thing is there's a misnomer that if I report something, it increases my insurance premium. That's not necessarily true, okay? Why that's important to report these incidents is somebody looks at it and says, okay, George might look at it, or Bill, or anybody might look at it, okay, I'm starting to see a pattern here where these incidents are occurring when nothing's being done about it. He can bring it to my committee's attention, anybody's attention, and we can stop it before it becomes a real issue. So, 2 reasons why we should report it, why we should report them. So let's kind of go over what they are on the board here. Okay.
I got the mouse.
Okay. So really we're talking about 3 types of incidents. 1, an event that causes a physical injury or property damage. 2, a YPT violation by a scout or scout professional. And 3, a near miss. So we'll talk about each one first, okay? This one, an event, usually unexpected event that causes an injury to someone, okay, physical injury. Property damage, and one thing I left out is also reputational damage, spreading rumors. So that comes under this incident reporting too, okay? YPT violation, all right? YPT, you've got to, and mostly we deal with bullying a lot, so those have to be reported right away and have to be taken care of right away. There's no waiting around, we're not going to wait an hour, I'm going to take the scout to the side, nothing like that. You've got to get on those reports right away. The third thing is what's called a near miss. So a near miss is when something happened but no one was hurt. So an example might be, let's say you're doing the ropes course, and when you get down there, you happen to notice that one of the knots was not tied correctly. That's a near miss. Okay, nobody was hurt, but it could have been a lot worse. And again, those need to be reported. See if there's a pattern. It's more of a training issue. Who's doing the who's working the line? Who's tying the knots? Who's doing all that good stuff? So you have to so even if a tree branch, for example, falls, and this is a tent, but it falls to the ground, it's like a couple of feet from the tent, you have to report those as well. Then we know, then the property committee can get involved. Okay, we have an issue with these trees, what do we need to do? So those are the three incidents that you need to report. Okay? All right. What does it require? Medical treatment requires outside treatment. So if for example, you cut your finger, you're working on what you cut your finger, they put the Band-Aid on it, it goes in a health logbook, but not in the, you don't need to report that on an incident report form, okay? Number one. Any injuries that require follow-up exams by a camp health officer. So, let's say they get cut, camp officer comes back, health officer comes back the next day, put the new bandage on it, put some more antibiotic on it. At that point, you need to report it's more than one treatment. All right? Property damage, property owned by a scout or a ship down a third party. So, you know, if you're, for example, if you're out there doing maintenance work on the tree or something, and a branch happens to fall and hits a scouter's car or a third party, those have to be reported. Okay? The next one is, we already talked about near misses, YPT violations. Okay? Those have to be reported immediately. If there's a district executive there, you tell them, contact George. Whenever you have to contact George, the governor or chief executive officer about those. Those are important. Those have to be reported on this report. Next one is fatalities, okay? So far, so good. Those are required within 24 hours to call national. Call George. Either he calls national or someone calls him within 24 hours from the death. Has to be done. And if it's not that you can imagine the problems that'll cause. Okay, camera? Okay, I'm sorry, I like to walk around a lot. Hard to hit a moving target. Okay. So these are some of the examples of what we have to report. So what I did was, I came up with a little scenario that you might use. You know, I was in the claims industry for 46 years, so I'm used to reading these and writing about them, so I kind of gave an example. I mean, you can pretty much read it. Real simple, what I tried to highlight was the demographics. The scout's age, okay, where, when it happened, what time, what troop, how it happened, okay? This part here is important. He was offered to use gloves, didn't use them. Slip-ball, using a knife, okay? And then go ahead to the next screen.
Yep.
Okay. So it must be in chronological order, all right? Easy to read, instead of going, happened at 8 o'clock, but then keep it in order so people can read it. It should answer these questions: who, what, where, how, and why. Those have to be answered, okay? Unless you're a trained investigator, you know, just the basic stuff, enough that it can go to counsel for the Risk Connect system, to national, and they can look at it. If they want more information, they will contact George or Bill Gibler, and they'll contact me probably, and I'll contact you, and we'll flesh it out. But these basic questions have to be answered on the incident report. Right. What's next? Okay. We talked about fatalities, okay? YPT. George and local law enforcement should be notified as well. Either George will do that or you'll do it. You can talk to George when you report it. He'll tell you what to do next. But in those YPT, and even includes bullying too. I mean, I know we've had it. It kind of gets swept under the rug and it should not. So that needs absolutely to be reported to George, okay? And maybe to law enforcement if necessary. Okay. All right. Off-site treatment can be anything from an ER, a walk-in clinic, or the PCP, primary care doctor. Okay? Property damage. With tent, torn sleeping bag. It's something that or golf cart. If it's something that happened, we can investigate who's at fault, but we have to put that down. Okay. Near miss, all right? Defined as an incident that could have caused injury to a scouter, or staff member. I gave you the example of the tree. It falls near the tent, doesn't damage the tent, but you have to report it anyway, so they can get property committee out there so they can cut down the tree branches. Okay. What you need to do, the very first thing, take care of the injured person. I will tell you from experience, doing what I used to do. The biggest reason why a lot of people go to attorneys is because they feel nobody cares about them. So you have to make, and I mean, not just a phony effort, sincere effort to check on them and make sure they're okay. If they feel that someone's watching out for them, that's helping them, less likely to get angry, less likely to go to George, less likely to go up the lines to national. So make sure that you take care of that person first. The other stuff can wait, but you got to take care of who's ever hurt. All right? Contact the health officer right away, and the camp director, and the leader, and tell them. And you need to all be there to respond to it. Administer first aid, okay? If necessary, take photographs of the injury. Don't be afraid to say, let me look at that finger. We all have cameras on our phones, take a picture. It's timestamped, caption it, and save it. Okay? Make sure that at least one counselor remains with the scout. Okay? Take the knife, axe, or any instrument that caused it away, segregate it, put in a lockbox, not to be touched until we decide what to do. Okay? It could be, the knife could have been at fault, maybe the spring didn't work correctly, any number of things could have happened. You need to make sure that's separated from the rest of the tools. Yeah, I know. Sorry. Okay. All right. Okay, I gave you a little more on this one. Okay? So it's a little more detail. Health officer was called back, called the parent back. Oh yeah, we went to the primary care. He needs sutures. They were removed. He's doing fine. He came back to camp. The session on 7th and 8th. So now, you've answered all the questions National's going to answer. What happened to the scout? Did we take care of the scout, or did we just write it down and walk away? Did we take care of the scout? Did we make sure the scout was okay? A lot of times, you know, the incident report goes in, council calls, National calls. What happened? How's the scout doing? I don't know. But you gotta let, and then nobody likes to hear, I don't know. So you want to make sure that you follow up. Somebody designate camp director, whoever you want to designate to follow up with that scout, and more so the parents, and document it. What's going on? That's part of your incident report. Okay? All right.
That's all.
I think that's it. Yep. Okay. So again, it's important you report them timely. If you're not sure, email George, email me, ask somebody if you're not sure. A lot of times there is a system called Risk Connect. Only certain people have access to it, okay? Council will make the decision whether or not they want to send this through the Risk Connect to National. We may just keep a record of it, or we may send it, depending on what happens. Now, I'll tell you a funny story. The reason why we're late, somebody in front of us had a truck. It had a picnic table and a bucket of cleaning solvent. The cleaning solvent fell off. I had nowhere to go. I got caught under the car, my truck, Jeep. Got over to the side, the guy came over and pulled it out, I couldn't reach it. Pulled it out and said, everything looks okay. I said, okay, fine. So, property damage. That was a scout vehicle that did that, dropped it, that would be an incident report you'd have to fill out. Even if there's no damage, you need to fill out an incident report if you cause possible property damage. Even if it's your own vehicle, okay? So things like that you need to be aware of. But most importantly, if you don't get anything else out of this, make sure that you check with that scout, even for the rest of the week if they're still there, how they're doing, how things going, any other problems. Anything doesn't seem right, doesn't feel right. If you're not sure, then just call the parents. They may need to go to a physician. But document is the most important thing. I think that's it.
Give me 22 seconds. Good evening. For those that do not know me, my name is Frank Howard. I am the Roundtable Commissioner for the district. And this evening, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about leader recognition. As adults, we put a lot of time and effort into making sure our scouts earn rank, do their advancements. If they're eligible for awards, we make sure they get the awards that they need. But sometimes we need to stop and take care of ourselves. Unit leaders put in a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of effort, and on some occasions, blood, sweat, and tears to try to help these scouts get through the program and earn what they have earned. Tonight, I want to talk to you about what we can do to tell those leaders, thank you. We appreciate what you are doing. So, I'm going to cover a few of the basic unit leader awards that are available to your, be it a den leader, Cub Master, Assistant Cub Master, committee members, and the same for troops, Scout Master, Assistant Scout Masters, committee members, and it also applies for ships and crews as well. Now, if you have an adult in your unit, a registered adult leader, and you want to recognize them for what they are doing to help support your unit, there are several awards that they may be eligible for, but there are requirements. Sometimes adult leaders fall short. There may be one or two things that they have not done according to the application that you have to fill out. I would encourage you to try and get them to do those requirements. Some are going to tell you, hey, I'm not in here for an award, I'm not here to do this, I'm not here to do that, and that's fine. But if they are truly deserving of an award, make every effort to help them get what it is that they deserve. Now, if you're going to put a unit leader in for an award, one of the first things you have to do is determine what award do you think they're eligible for. And I'm going to go over a few. I would refer you to the national website. If you go into the national website, scouting.org. Within scouting.org, there's a subsection called Award Central. And when you go to award, you can just type it in up at the top. It'll take you to it. And they have numerous, it's over 100 awards. Most of them are for scouts, but some are for adults. So you need to go to that website and you can look at the award, get the paperwork, fill it out, or look at the requirements. And if that adult is eligible, then you can submit them for the award. And typically the process is the committee chair is normally the person that completes the paperwork, signs off on it, takes it, in a couple of occasions you go through your district, and most you go just take it to the council, submit it, you purchase the award, and most of the awards are anywhere from $2 to $3. A couple of them are a little bit more, but the committee chair completes the paperwork, takes it to council, it's signed off on, you purchase the award, then you present it at the appropriate occasion. One of the first things you should do, if you have a person that you feel is deserving, is contact the council and get a report, which is called a person listing. And Drew, tell me when I get too close to the phone, if I need to move left or right. Okay, you can go to council and go up to the front counter and ask them, I would like to get a person listing for whoever that person is. This document covers, it gives you information, some personal information, it gives you their registrations, their unit there's a section that actually shows you what awards they have already received. You do not want to submit a person for an award that they already have. So there's a section that tells you what awards or honors that that person already has. It goes into training, which is also good because for some awards that pertain to training, you need to verify that they have completed it. So it tells you what awards they have, and it also covers what training they have completed. If it does not show on this document, look into it. If you know the person has completed it, there just may need to be some legwork to find a paper or contact somebody to get it verified. So this is the first step. Once you get that document, there are, again, a few awards that people are eligible for. The first one I want to talk about is called the Den Leader Training Award. For Cub Masters and PAC committee chairs, if you have a den leader that has completed his training, he's done a certain amount of time, and he's done certain requirements, that person is eligible for the Den Leader Training Award. And the requirements for this award, they have to have completed 1 year as a registered den leader, be it Lion up to Arrow of Light den leader. They have to complete the basic training for the selected den leader position. They have also had attended a powwow, which our district, our council has not offered in a while, but they have the option to attend roundtable meetings. There are performance requirements, which include have an assistant den leader. There's 10 of them, and the person has to complete 5. So 5 of the 10. Have an assistant den leader, have a den chief, have at least 70% of your active scouts, Cub Scouts, renew registration or cross over to a troop, take leadership in planning and conducting a Den of Patrol service project, have a published meeting schedule, participate with your Den of Patrol at a camp, complete Baloo, participate with your den in at least 1 PAC camping activity, for Arrow of Light patrols at least 2, take leadership in planning 2 patrol or den outdoor activities, hold monthly activity planning sessions. Now, for the training awards, most of them, be it a den leader or a scouter, the requirements are similar. So I'm not going to be repetitive in some of the things that I cover tonight. But for den leader, you have 10 performance activities. You have to complete 5 of the 10. Now, for scouters, there is a Scouter Training Award. Couple of differences. You need to, I'm still on Cub Scout leaders. I just talked about Den Leader Award. This is a Cub Scout Leader Training Award. Complete Cub Scout position specific training, participate in at least 1 additional supplemental or advanced training within the past 2 years, attend a powwow or University of Scouting. Now, our council does do University of Scouting. As far as performance, participate in an annual PAC planning meeting, serve as a registered adult leader in a PAC that achieves council performance objectives, give primary leadership to at least 1 of the performance objectives in each year. Now, for the training award for Cub Scout leaders, this could be for the Cub Master, Assistant Cub Master, Den leaders, committee members, because I've been asked, are committee members eligible for awards? Yes, they are. but you have to complete the requirements as listed by the application. As long as they complete the requirements, committee members can receive awards. So, the requirements are similar for the Scouters or Scout BSA. Complete your training, some additional supplemental training, go to University of Scouting, participate in annual troop planning meeting, serve as a leader that achieves whatever the council objectives are or assist in that, and give leadership in one of these objectives. And then you are eligible for the training award. Now, Drew, again, I'm going to walk toward the camera. And I have a knot. This is the Adult Leader Training Award. Khaki background, green knot. Okay, now, so you have training awards, and the Scouts or Scouters actually receive a knot for the recognition. For leaders, and when I say leaders, we're talking Cub Master, Scout Master, Advisor, or for Sea Crews, it is a skipper. They have what is called a key, a training or leader key. For Cub Masters, within a 5-year period, complete 3 years registered as a Cub Master. So if you're a Cub Master, you have to be a Cub Master for at least 3 years, 3 to 5 years. You want to complete your training. You want to serve in a pack that achieves the council objectives for 2 years, conduct an annual pack planning session, and have published a meeting or activity schedule each year, attend powwow or University of Scouting, and participate in at least one additional supplemental or advanced training event at the council, territory, or national level. As far as the supplemental training, some of that can be completed online. If you go to scouting.org and log into your training account, there's multiple classes that you can take that would qualify as supplemental training. Now, it's a little bit more than just hazardous weather or aquatic safety. They want you to do some of the training that's at a little bit higher level. Now, for the Scoutmaster key, the requirements are similar. Complete your training, serve in a troop that has completed performance objectives as designated by the council for at least 2 years. Now, for the Scout level, you have to earn, your troop has to earn the National Outdoor Challenge Award at least once during the tenure, and that's the time that covers the time frame for the award. You need to conduct introduction to leadership skills for the troop in each year that is used for tenure. Conduct annual troop planning sessions each year and participate in some additional supplemental training. So we have training awards, and then we have the keys for unit leaders. And I'm going to show you a picture of the key. If a unit leader earns the key, they actually get a medal in addition to the knot. As soon as I can find, who took my pictures? Did you take my pictures? No. Now, if they're not over there, they're over here. I probably haven't gotten to them yet. I'll find them. Don't worry about it. Okay. I got too much stuff. So, a final award that I want to talk about is called the Unit Leader Award of Merit. You have heard us speak on several occasions about the District Award of Merit. There is also a Unit Leader Award of Merit, and this is presented at the unit level. The requirements are be a currently registered Cub Master, Scout Master, Advisor, or Skipper, so it's specifically for the unit leader. Have met your training requirements. Distribute a printed or electronic annual unit program plan each year to the families and members of the unit. Have a leader succession plan, and that is something a lot of units don't do, and it's something you should do. If something happens to you as the Scout Master, Cub Master, who's going to step in and take over? That should always be on the forefront of your mind. You never know when you may get into an accident, suffer an injury, an illness. If you're not there, who's going to step up and take over? That is one of the key elements of this award. Effectively use the advancement method so that at least 60% of your scouts advance during that year. Cultivate a positive relationship with your chartered organization. And lastly, project a positive image of scouting in the community. And there's if you download or print that particular form, it's 2 pages. One of them has the requirements of everything that needs to be done, and then there's the actual application. Once you verify that all of those requirements have been met, you fill it out, and again, typically the committee chair signs off on it. This is one that also requires a district commissioner signature, and then it goes to council. Once it's approved, then the individual is presented the award. Now, these are formal, official Scouts BSA awards. Is that the only way that you can recognize or acknowledge unit leaders?
No.
Give me some suggestions or examples of other ways you can acknowledge your leaders. Thank you. Right off the bat, the first thing you can say, thank you. I appreciate what you're doing. You stayed late, you helped out, you loaded up the truck, you cooked, you packed up this, you did that, you helped little Johnny when he fell down and got a boo-boo. Something as simple as that, to tell that adult that you appreciate what they did, goes a long way. What are some other examples? Certificate of appreciation. And it's funny you should mention that. I just happen to have a plethora. Well, I wouldn't go that far. Drew, keep me in check. This is an example. Certificate of appreciation. Let's say the adult leader does not meet all the qualifications for a specific award. You can give them a certificate that just says, thank you. And you see, I got mine. I'm gonna show you another example. Drew, keep me in check. Well, I'm gonna show you two. And this is a certificate that the Cub Master just went out and purchased. Well, I don't know, he may have printed it off his computer. He was pretty high speed. Something as simple as a piece of paper with that person's name on it, your signature on it, saying, I appreciate what you did for our unit. So if they're not eligible for a specific award, there are other ways you can show them you appreciate what they do. Now, something that, and believe it or not, this is very special to me. Our community did a service project, and the recipients of the service project gave each member of the troop this, which was basically a picture of it was at a school for special needs children. They took a picture and said, thank you, Troop 845, and they had a lot of the kids sign it. You don't know how much that touched me. I'm Doesn't cost a lot. May not cost you anything. You may have stuff sitting around the house you're trying to figure out what to do with. And that's a good way to put it to use. Any other ideas or suggestions? All right, I'm gonna show you a couple of things. How we looking on time? 7:55. Okay. While I was working, or I was Weevil's den leader, and I made, they are called Ranger beads, and it's a string with some beads on it. It was done as a craft activity, but to make something and present it to an adult to say thank you for what you did. And I took it a step further. One year when I was with the troop, I took these little round wooden discs and I put the year, the troop number, and whatever the person's title was, and I gave it to them. I tied it to a string, I put it on a carabiner. I said, hey, I appreciate what you're doing for the troop. I gave them something tangible to let them know I acknowledge what you're doing, I appreciate what you're doing. Didn't cost me a lot of money. Somebody gave me the little chips. So I messed around and got a hold to some leather strips. Am I good? Can I go closer? I stamped out Troop 845, and I put each person that I gave this to, I put their initials on it. And I said, hey, thank you. I appreciate what you're doing. So there are multiple ways that you can acknowledge your adult leaders for the things that they do. You don't have to spend a lot of money. Some troops have a big budget. Some troops have a small budget. If you're on a budget, be creative. Come up with a way to, if you have to fabricate something, make something, go get some certificates made, but let your leaders know that you appreciate what they're doing. Now, when it comes to the official Scouts BSA Awards, you're gonna have adults tell you, well, I'm not here for awards, I don't need awards, I do it because I like the program, I'm supporting my scout or my kid, and I'm gonna help the others, and that's great. Now, looking at me, I don't have any knots on my shirt. I have received a few, and I'm one of those guys that says, I don't need recognition, you don't have to give me an award or whatever. I challenge each and every one of you sitting in this room and those that are out there watching, please take the time to recognize your adult leaders. And in return, the first Thursday of November, we are going to have our district dinner. And at the district dinner, we want to present awards to those adult leaders that have earned them. I am going to actually get my knots, it's only a few, but I'm going to get my knots sewn on my shirt, and at the district dinner, I am going to come in full regalia. Stop. I don't need no encouragement. But for those of you out there listening and that are present, please take the time to acknowledge and recognize your adult leaders and to let them know that you appreciate what it is they have done for the unit, done for the scouts. And in the case of parents that may not be registered, but they jumping in and they helping out, they're driving, they're packing, they cook, they do whatever is needed to help the unit out during activities. Do something for them. Make something for them. Give them a certificate. I have attended a course called Wood Badge, and one of the traditions in Wood Badge is to give what are called totems. And totems could be any simple small item that you make, buy, produce to give to a person to say, thank you, I appreciate you. It could be for just participation. And let me know when I get too close. So, with that being said, one of the last things I want to cover is if you have questions regarding awards, the requirements, what can you do, what can't you do, I would refer you to the scouting guide to awards and insignia. Tell me when to stop.
Right there.
Now, this can actually be viewed online for free. Me, I'm one of those old school guys, I want to sit down and read it. I ain't gonna tell you what I'm sitting there and reading it. But I like to sit and read and have a paper copy. But this gives you a lot of information to help you figure out, is this person really eligible? There are a few awards that have specific requirements. When you review the form, that should tell you everything you need to know. Some awards, and be mindful of this, some awards you cannot use tenure, which means time, for two different awards. Sometimes you can use the same time and it may cover two different awards. You just have to read the application to see if it restricts the tenure for that specific award. One of the last things that you can do to tell a person you appreciate them is with a letter. I participated in a couple of events, and I received in the mail a thank you card. And this was several years ago. I still got it because it meant that much to me. I was on a committee that did an event, and the chair sent me a thank you card. I have also received a letter in the mail for an event that I was participating in, and they just said, hey, we appreciate what you did. Everything may not be eligible for a specific notch or some type of medal or award, but just to tell a person, I appreciate what you did, it goes a long way. So, with that being said, I'm going to ask the question, are there any questions? Yes, sir.
If there was a volunteer who was not aware of a specific award, but checked off requirements in years past, is there an expiration date on receiving that award, or can they still?
No, as long as they're still registered, they can still get that award.
No matter how long previously?
As long as they're registered, if they're still registered. Now, and that's a good question, and that reminded me of something. I didn't include it in this presentation. Another way to recognize adults, but it also applies to scouts, service stars. And service stars are a way to acknowledge how many years a person has been an active scouting participant or volunteer. And I want to say it goes up to, if you look at the form, it goes up to 85 years. Now, I don't know anybody that got it for 85 years, but on the form, it actually goes up to 85 years. And that one, as long as you can show once you get that report that I've referenced, that's going to basically kind of have a history of what that person has done in scouting. And if you add up all the years that they've been in scouting, you can put them in for, do the paperwork, take it to council, and they will give you the star with a number on it for however many years they've been active in scouting. Are there any other questions from those out in, as I've heard it called, the Book of Faces?
We're on YouTube now.
Oh, we on the tube of you. Okay, y'all going too fast for me. You know what? How come nobody told me I didn't have my patch on?
I was looking.
I'm legit now. I stuck my hand in my pocket and I felt it. But again, if you want to submit your unit leaders for an award, get with council and then get this document, which is called a person listing, and it gives basically a history of what that person has done in scouting, because you want to know what awards they've already received, because you don't want to do the paperwork for a duplicate award. Review their training, because they could be eligible for a training award, or it could be a service award. So you want to know specifically what it is you're going to put them in for. And I would say, I'm going to throw this out there. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I'm going to give you my email address, which is, I'm going to say it phonetically, and for those of you that don't know, that's like, I'm going to say a word for the letter. Foxtrot, X-ray, uniform, November, Charlie, uniform, Tango, at AOL.com. Stop laughing. I didn't ask for that. Yes, I still have AOL. It works. But if you have any questions about award requirements or what you can do, what you can't do, please reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to help and assist where I can. And with that being said, again, our district dinner is going to be the first Thursday in November. We would love for you to go ahead and submit these applications, do that paperwork. Go ahead and start the process now. You have roughly 3 months. We would love to present these awards to these deserving leaders during our district dinner. I thank you, and at this time, I'm going to turn the floor back over to Runaway Jamie.
I know. We could have a whole conversation about my incident. Anyway, how about you? All right. Thank you, Frank, very much for that very thorough overview of our leader recognition. Not only the official recognition, but recognition that we can give to any leader or participant to make them feel appreciated, which is such an important part of our volunteer organization. I'd like to invite Vincent Malone up. He is our district's program chair, and he's going to talk a little bit about the District Award of Merit, which we would also like to present at our November recognition dinner. And you can either stand there.
Because I know I'm going to be on camera. So as Jamie said, my name is Vincent Malone. I am the program chair for the Huguenot Trail District. District recognition event will be November the 7th here at Roundtable. So the District Award of Merit is given to people that have been giving service not only to their unit, but to the district as well. So people that may have been your unit commissioner, or those who've helped out with camporees, people who have gone and provided that service not only to their unit, but to the district. And so we're going to be soliciting those recommendation forms in the next few weeks, as well as giving you more information about this recognition dinner. This is the first time we've held this in probably about 5 or 6 years. So it's a great opportunity for you to gather with other members of the district and really work with and recognizing those who have gone above and beyond the call of duty. So, as program chair, 2 more things. Creepy Hollow, for all of you Cub Scout leaders. Creepy Hollow will be the 2 weekends in October. So Creepy Hollow is our big council Cub event. It's a great opportunity for you to go out to our Cub Adventure Camp. Explore it, do Halloween activities. So it's a great program. So I encourage you to put that on your calendar now, our Cub Scout unit and our Scout BSA units. They need help with that event. That event has close to 1,000 participants per weekend, so 2,000 for all of us math majors out there. Political science, not math. But it's a great opportunity for your unit to go out and serve our camp. Usually about 100 people are needed to successfully do that event. And Heather Mulvihill, who's our Cub Camp Program Director, will be in charge of those volunteers, and we'll be sending out an email after this event. Now, the biggest Council Scout BSA event, the one that people fight over to go to, Winter Camp 2025, January 17th through the 20th. The flyer is out already on the Brady Saunders website. Go to bradysaunders.net/wintercamp. Registration for in-council units starts September 16th. That is also the day that the Leaders Guide is coming out. This year we are trying to limit to 750 scouts. 250 leaders, 750 scouts. But it is open for 2 weeks for in-council units. That is something that we've done for many years. There is no hold-a-spot this year. So when you register, you will register your numbers into winter camp. You can make adjustments for your numbers through the end of December with our council office manager, Pam, or Melissa, our council customer service assistant. But winter camp is a great opportunity. We're opening the climbing tower this year for the first time all weekend, offering climbing merit badge both on the Saturday and Sunday session, as well as offering open climb on Monday. But it's a great opportunity for your scouts to go out to camp. And it's one of it is our largest council scout BSA event with over 1,000 participants and about 150 staff members. And recruitment for staff will be coming later. But I just want to put it on the calendar. So many people are excited to go to winter camp. I just want to put that on our calendar now. Huguenot Trail usually has a great showing. We hope to see some of the Huguenot Trail leadership out at winter camp as well.
Thank you, Vincent. So I'd like to, takes a minute. I'd like to thank our presenters this evening, Mr. Mike Malone, Mr. Frank Howard, and then our announcements from Vincent Malone as well. Thank you for joining us this evening, whether you were here in person, which we always would love people to come and join us here on location, and also for everyone who joined us from home. So if we can all stand, and we will adjourn for the evening. May the great Scoutmaster of all Scouts be with us until we meet again. Good night, Scouters. Thank you.